This is going to sound crazy, and I don't mean it to come off in a bad way, but it kind of seemed like a Make-A-Wish thing, didn't it? Now, with that being said, let's talk about this, and this is where things get really, and I mean really interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope you're having a great day. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, this is the equivalent to the solar eclipse. It happens about roughly once every 2 years. Now I know what you're sitting here saying. Matt, what are you talking about, buddy? Great question, my friend. I'd love to answer it. What I'm referring to is us making a basketball video during college football season. It's rare, but when it happens, it's a sight to see. And let me ask y'all a question. Do we even still have a basketball community / basketball fan base on this channel? I have no idea. I guess we're going to find out, and it's as simple as this. If you want to see more basketball videos in the future, just let me know in the comment section down below. You're not going to see many of them, if any, during college football season, but if I see there is a high demand, we might mix some more in. Getting that out the way, though, the main reason we're making this video is because, come on, man. You know why. Bronny James. Last night he made his NBA debut, and it wasn't just any debut. It was the first debut ever with a father-son duo in the NBA. Never been done before, never happened before, and probably will never happen again. I say probably, no. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It won't happen again. They don't make athletes like LeBron James, and it's why I say he's the chosen one. Not just because of how good he is, but think about this. He never had a major injury. LeBron's ability to stay healthy, I know there's some luck, or not just some, but a lot of luck involved with that. Unreal to say the least. Almost unbelievable. But that's a different conversation for a different day. That's neither here neither there. We're going to talk about everything that happened last night. Here was my immediate reaction. I happened to be watching it live while I was working on some other videos for you guys. I thought it was legendary. I normally don't have any emotion when I'm watching any sporting event. I have less emotion than a brick outside of when I'm watching Alabama play and it's late in the game in the fourth quarter, something like that. But I actually started smiling when I saw Bronny go into the game. Like I said, I thought it was legendary. I thought it was cool. And if you couldn't smile and just appreciate greatness in that moment in time, you're just a straight up hater and something's wrong with you. And I already know what some people are going to say, well, Matt, that was nepotism. Bronny didn't earn that. We'll get to that in just a second. And then there's other people saying, oh, well, that was manufactured. LeBron was just doing that for himself. He's a narcissist and yada, yada, yada. You know what people are saying. Trust me, I will get to that in just a second, but let me give you my 2 cents on how I viewed everything. For me, myself, I'm an individual that likes to appreciate greatness. To give you some context, maybe we have some new people coming to the channel, but most of you already know this. I'm not a LeBron fan. But, and I have a really ginormous but, you better believe this, I respect greatness. As to when I'm speaking at you in my office, I have a couple of Michael Jordan jerseys I'm looking at that are framed on the wall and Kobe Bryant jerseys that are framed on the wall. I share that information with you so you understand I am not a LeBron fan by any stretch of imagination. But I tell you this much, I've really enjoyed watching him play these last few years. The dude's a freak of nature, and for him to be competing at the level he's competing at the age of, I believe he's 39 now, it's ridiculous. It's unheard of. Heading into the game, I really didn't know if Bronny was actually going to get in. And next thing you know, you look up, it's the second quarter. Lakers got a decent lead, and he's checking in right alongside his father. And just like that, as soon as he got into the game, LeBron tossed him a pass, and man, I thought that thing was butter. As soon as he shot it, I actually stood up out of my chair in my office. I was like, oh yeah, that's going in. He looked comfortable, smooth shot, looked like butter to me, just didn't fall. It happens. All in all, here's a couple of words to describe how I viewed the entire Bronny James and LeBron saga last night. Legendary, cool, awkward, and weird. Although I thought it was a sight to see. I thought it was cool. You could feel the energy through the TV. It was awkward. This is going to sound crazy, and I don't mean it to come off in a bad way, but it kind of seemed like a Make-A-Wish thing, didn't it? I didn't even view Bronny James checking into the game and the way he was playing for a split second as, oh yeah, this guy is a serious NBA player. You know what it really felt like? LeBron James is to the point in his life where he's doing side missions. He's like, oh yeah, well, I've done conquered the NBA, won some NBA championships, MVPs. How about now I play alongside my son and yeah, I'm going to toss him a pass. He'll hit his three. I mean, that's how it seemed. It was surreal, but at the same time, and this is a better word to describe it, it was so unserious. I enjoyed watching Bronny get out there and play. I'm rooting for him. It was entertaining, and that's all NBA, NFL is, and we'll get to that in just a second. But come on, man, that was not a serious thing. He has zero role on this Lakers team whatsoever. When he was on offense, it looked like he was actually hiding from the ball. It just seemed like one of those things where LeBron James took his son to work, in this case an example, took his son to an open run and gave him a couple shots, and that's it. As far as it goes for being a legit NBA basketball player, nobody views Bronny that way. He's a very likable kid. He's as humble as they get, but I'm going to continue to say this. It was an awkward, weird, and unserious situation. Now, with that being said, let's talk about this, and this is where things get really, and I mean really interesting. I'm only going to show you a few of these tweets, but there are thousands, and I mean thousands and thousands just like these. I'll say it so you don't have to. There's nothing historic or special about Bronny and LeBron playing together. Actually, that's the only one I'm going to show you because you get the point, and all the other ones were saying quite literally the same thing. Like, you have people saying, oh yeah, well, this is LeBron just proving he's a narcissist. He's trying to stroke his own ego by playing with his son and giving him this opportunity. To all these people that hate this so much, let me ask you a question. Does your life improve whether or not Bronny James would have got this opportunity or not? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. I just don't understand why it bothers people. I'll get up here all day and say, yeah, it felt awkward and weird, but it don't bother me. And this is one thing about me. I don't worry about the next man's grass. I worry about my own grass. What does that mean? I don't really care what's going on in Bronny and LeBron's life because it doesn't affect me. I'll get up here all day and we'll talk sports. I'll evaluate how they play on the court. But like, when it comes to opportunities and stuff like this, it doesn't affect me and it doesn't affect you either. And here's my question to those people. Why do you care so much? The only, and I mean the only rebuttal people have is, oh, well, Matt, it may not affect me, but by Bronny being in the NBA, it takes a spot away from another player. That's the only argument you have, and I have a better rebuttal for it. The NBA is much more than just having, how many guys are on a roster? I believe it's 12. So we'll just say 12 good basketball players on the roster. Even though you got 12 guys that are dressing up every single game, only about 7 at max, 8 of those guys are getting in. Maybe occasionally you got the 9th and 10th man getting a couple minutes per game, but there's about 2 or 3 dudes on that team that never touch the floor. And we see this with the Bucks. Giannis's brother, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think he's better than what people give him credit for, but why is he on the team? Because Giannis wants him on the team. You got to make your star players happy, and there's guys that brings up the team morale. I think Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's a great energy guy. He has a great attitude, and he's good for him. Does Bronny necessarily do that for the Lakers? Absolutely not. He's a young guy. I assume he's a little timid. That's not his role on the team. But you want to know the cold hard truth about it? With having Bronny on the team, it's going to make LeBron happy, and that's worth giving him a spot. And here's my rebuttal to some of you saying, well, Matt, he may be taking an opportunity away from somebody else. What about that? Unless that person is you, that's in the G League, and you're extremely close to the next level, which is the NBA, still doesn't affect you, so you shouldn't care. The people complaining about this don't live in reality because nepotism doesn't just happen in this case and scenario. It happens in your everyday life. It happens in the business world. It happens every single day, everywhere. You probably watching this video have benefited from nepotism. For me, myself, I've gotten multiple jobs just due to one of my buddies or somebody I knew there put in a good word for me. That's nepotism. And a lot of you watching this video probably got a job somewhere because you knew somebody that worked there or somebody put in a good word. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because we make YouTube videos on the channel, but we just evaluate basketball, football, stuff like that. I don't talk about people and their personal lives too much because I could care less. I wish the best for everybody. I want to see everybody be great. I want to see everybody be successful, make a crap ton of money because there's enough of that to go around. I'm happy for Bronny. I'm happy he's in the NBA. And if you can't look at LeBron playing in the NBA with his son and smile about it or just be happy for them, you're a weirdo and you got to do some self-reflection. Oh, snap. I almost forgot to talk about this. And this is a conversation y'all ain't ready for. You do know what the NBA, NFL, MLB is all about, right? Entertaining people. The NBA and NFL is just a modern day Roman circus. That's all it is. And guess what? By having Bronny James in the NBA, it's going to attract more viewers, more eyes, and more people are going to watch. And that's what they want. We are the peons. We are the peasants. We're the ants. Whatever you want to call us. The more of us that can get into the stadium or to watch it on TV to distract us from the real life problems going on, the better. I'm not going to divulge into that too much because I don't want the men in black suits coming after me. There's only so much you can say before they actually do come after you. That's all I got for y'all. If you want to see more basketball videos, let me know down below. But